got that big D energy. Ain't nobody wanna step to me. If you wanna bring that drama, I'll whoop that ass like Michael Obama. Yeah, I got that big D energy. Ain't nobody wanna step to me. And if you really wanna bring that drama, I'll whoop that ass like Michael Obama.
No, Michelle is a trans.
I'm sorry, she's a what?
Transgender. We all know.
Oh my gosh.
It's okay.
Can't you save us, Britney Spears? Can we be saved? God, why is Satan controlling the universe?
The world we used to think we knew is constantly exposing who our possibilities come true. So what we do is call out to the good guys, witches, widows, MAGA, mystics, entertaining cunnilinguist good guys. The forum of the quorum needs a secretive society to advance our philosophies intentionally, magically good guys. Conspiracy, sex, cults, Jamaicans, it's okay to change your thinking. Good guys, good guys, good guys, good guys. The world we used to think we knew is constantly exposing woo. Our possibilities come true. So what we do is call out to the good guys, witches, widows, MAGA, mystics, entertaining cunnilinguist good guys. The forum of the quorum needs a secretive society to advance our philosophies intentionally, magically good guys. Conspiracy, sex, cults, Jamaicans, it's okay to change your thinking. Good guys, good guys, good guys, good guys.
Big ups, wagwan, happy Friday. Welcome back to another episode of the Secret Society of Good Guys. As always, we are your good guys. Make sure you hit the bells and thumbs up and like and subscribe. And hi, good guys. Happy
Hi.
Friday.
What's up? What up? What up?
Brah, brah.
What up? How's it going, guys?
One day we're going to come on. It's just going to be the camera. And then we're going to actually be shooting guns up in the air on the beach in Jamaica.
Yes, let's fucking do it.
That would be so fucking dope.
I'm putting it in my mind's eye. There's certain things that I'm just starting to, I'm like, oh my God, I just saw that there for the first time.
Mhm.
I'm like,
That would be
yeah,
dope.
I've
big
seen us all
guns.
shooting guns. I've already seen that.
Ah.
I just didn't think the beach in Jamaica part. So
The first
Yeah, I've
time
already
I
shot
did it, I almost broke my hand because I was young and stupid and dumb. And I wanted to do the Albanian thing and just like shoot it up in the air, like bop, 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 bop. But I guess it was like a really strong silver big gun. And it like cocked back and my wrist almost like twisted off.
45.
Yeah,
Colt
it was
45.
Yeah, it was like it was sprained. Like I couldn't move it for a while, and it's still kind of fucked up till this day. But
Big metal handgun.
yeah,
Colt 45. That motherfucker hurt me too.
I was like, oh my god, they're like, give me that fucking gun. I was like 17, maybe 16, 17, overseas.
Have you shot a Desert Eagle yet?
No, I went to the gun range like a few months ago with my sister and my brother, and I don't know the names of the guns. It was a couple of pistols and a huge rifle that does the ta-ta shots, the double.
a semi-automatic
Yeah,
or double barrel.
something. I don't know. It was really good.
No, I shot
maybe
a Cobra, which is a giant like freaking revolver handgun, but those are
big.
like, but those are ladies' guns. Like
It was a
they don't
rifle.
have a lot of kick because of the size.
Lady's gun for a big ass handbag.
Yeah, that's when the guy like had me shoot it. He's like, "I promise you, this is a lady's gun."
Mm.
Ladies.
Blah, blah,
gun.
blah.
You know, I got a reaction from being at the gun range for too long. Like I physically got ill. Like I got
How long is
nauseous.
Too long.
I don't know, like an hour maybe.
Yeah, that's usually a lot of ranges will cut you off after an hour, or they'll charge by the hour. But hours, I mean, a decent amount of time to be in that room and inhaling all of that gunpowder and all the saltpeter, whatever the hell else is in there.
Oh, is that what it is?
Well, and you also get lead. You'll get like lead, because a lot of good ranges on the way out, they'll have like a special lead, like soap or something. Like either it looks like a hand sanitizer, or in some it might just be in the bathroom. But you're absolutely supposed to make sure you like thoroughly wash with like anti-lead cleaner before you do anything else, before you even leave
What?
the range a lot of the time. Yeah.
I did not know that. They
Yeah,
did not do
any
that.
any half decent range will provide this anti-lead soap, but if not, usually you're supposed to bring some with you. I got like a little like foam one for if I go to like a shady range in, backwoods of Florida, where there's literally ranges here that don't even have windows. Like you just go into the range and the only communication is through like a loudspeaker back to whatever. It's crazy. Some of them are crazy.
Can we get flagged if I pulled
I've never
the
shot
gun
guns at a
out
range.
on
Like
video?
I don't know.
I grew up in Nevada though, so you could just go out in the desert, like which was like a 2-mile drive, and go shoot guns.
Can we get flagged if I pull a gun out?
I
on
don't
here?
know. I don't
Make
think
sure you
so.
don't pull it out serial side to the camera.
Like that?
Yeah.
No, with your serial number showing.
Oh,
Yeah, just don't show the serial number. That's usually the best
I
rule.
didn't hear.
Like this bitch? You don't want to see it like
You look like
this?
seriously in your
This
face.
is not the right way to do it, by the way.
You don't want to see it like this though, Thomas.
But it just looks dope.
wakey, wakey, eggs and bakey.
Blah, blah, blah.
Oh shit. I missed you guys.
For real.
It feels like it's been like a month since we hung out. Because I was in my real room last week. I wasn't in my space.
We had the better cold intro last week, though.
Yeah, that was rough. I feel like if we actually would have practiced it, we could have slayed it.
Mm,
Like we could have acapella. You would have been like, boom.
Dun.
Like we would have done a whole.
Can you save us, Britney Spears?
Yeah, like Abbie would have said that part.
What's up with her and this fork symbology?
oh, is there
Oh,
something
she's been
new
doing
that I
the
missed?
swords and the swords.
Yeah, I don't know.
Elon Musk posted a picture of a fork once. Like this fork throughout all these actors, like they'll post like something with a fork, and I think we're missing the symbology behind it. Because why does she hold up the fork? This is the third time that she posted a video with a fork in her hand.
Elon's posted the fork more than once as well.
Yeah.
You know how like I have just brought you to a fork in the road.
It's
Is
just,
Elon's fork like Tom Hanks' glove?
I don't know, honestly. I don't know.
But big up yourselves. I don't know what's going on in the world. Trump has been on his tour hanging out with the royals in Saudi Arabia and Qatar. Cater, how we say it down here in Florida. He's been
Qatar.
traveling over to Cooter.
There's an interesting thing with that, because whatever the outrage is, or whatever, some of it is how we've got, I think, like Saudis that are just straight up selling or giving Donald Trump like a nice jet or some kind of like a luxury
Cater doing that.
aircraft, right?
That's from Cater.
And from Go Kiter.
That's from Cooter.
So Cater's giving Trump this, luxury aircraft of some kind. And recently I've been looking into yachts. Like me and Donut have been obsessed with the Illuminati Yacht Club angle. So I've been nonstop researching famous people's yachts. I was just talking about the Christina earlier today with Heidi, which was Aristotle Onassis's yacht was called the Christina. Anyways, Donald Trump had a yacht for a while, and he also got it from someone in Qatar.
Mhm.
Oh my! This is blowing
And
my
then
mind right now, because I had this conversation about yachts in Qatar.
Well,
or whatever.
and he got his from like some sheik, some guy that like currently owns like Apple and Citibank and just all the things, like one of those, like the 7th richest billionaire on the planet that, reports the Forbes or whatever, but that he originally sold it to Trump, and then Trump basically sold it to someone else back in the Middle East. So there's the weird connection between these Middle Eastern billionaires and politicians and Americans, and that are like trading back and forth their expensive yachts and their aircrafts, which is, I think it's gone under the radar easier than just straight up money endorsements, or just straight up like, oh, Donald Trump just opened this thing. But when someone trades a yacht, they can kind of keep that on the DL. Like, in fact, Jeffrey Epstein was the guy in charge of brokering a yacht for Les Wexner, the guy that ran, Victoria's Secret. But like, it was technically Wexner's yacht, but Jeffrey Epstein did all the business for it. So there was like no direct connect. It's weird how that works. So it almost feels like Trump was kind of acting in that same role, that he's just like this intentional middleman to take a yacht and bring it from party A to party B, and he gets to play with it for a little bit in between.
Well, I don't think the vessel, I almost think in the same way as Vegas or Disneyland, that the vessel itself is the look over here. It's what's in the vessel. So I get to move a yacht around and whatever's going on top of it. And then you're not privy to whether it's technology, gold, humans, drugs, whatever else in the old Titanic way. Like, what if it was all a smuggle job? Like, how does one get heavy metals from one place to the other if you're trying to keep it under wraps, or technology or software or any of this kind of stuff, if we're dealing with like 0 point gravity shit? I don't know. But it just seems like sometimes in the guise of something so like, oh, we're giving him a jet, we have to get the jet from point A to point B. And so then whatever's on said jet is, who knows? Like, maybe it's safe travels.
It's dead bodies filled with drugs.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, look at how many like your brain, look how many conspiracies went through your brain just where it's like, well, what's in the vessel, Your Honor? Like, well, Your Honor, what would be inside that Qatari jet? And so I just think if you were, I don't know, it's curious to me where we have the Fort Knox conversations to the Vatican conversations to, Qatar, Saudi Arabia kind of
Hoover Dam.
conversations, where it's just like, how do you move around things?
Well, it's
without
a hell of a
everybody
lot easier to move anything you want around if you've got a yacht or a jet, right? Anyone, if you've known anyone that's had to use private jets, like I got some friends that do catering for like NFL teams and stuff, and like the way the operation is basically, you get on the jet, you go to like a private airfield owned by the place that owns the jet. Like, it's not like you're going through TSA and customs, especially if it's just within your own country and you're not bouncing around between countries. It would be so incredibly easy to do. I mean, hence Lolita Express, right? That was a real thing and a real name for something that was really happening. Because if you've got private jet, then you can transport anything you want.
Yeah, it's true.
I like how Donut's birthday is like celebrity deaths. Like, every time during any live UFC event, people all come in the live chat and they say, R.I.P. Brian Callen. or, or like they'll pick somebody like like an off skirt of that people would know, if RIP, and everybody, I'm like, in my head all the time, I'm like, is it Donut's birthday again? I feel like
It's always his birthday.
It's always his birthday.
Some people have that. You might not know that. Some people have multiple birthdays a year. It's normal.
It's an unbirthday.
Happy unbirthday
It's an
to
unbirthday,
me.
yeah.
To me.
You're supposed to have more unbirthdays. That way you don't get older.
Mhm.
That's
Mercury
really
battling
true.
Saturn.
For unbirthdays.
Speaking of that,
Yeah.
the placenta that we give away and the umbilical cords that we give away at the hospitals, they're now selling to women the stem cells that are in there to women, and now they're reversing their age, and it sounds very adrenochrome-ish to me.
That
So
ain't
this
new,
is,
girl. That's old school. Like,
I
that's
wasn't
like
aware
our
of this.
moms
If I
used
donate
to get
like my
vials.
first child's umbilical cord blood, yeah.
I knew of this, but like I wasn't aware like how big of a scale it's happening now.
You know how stink bombs used to come?
Huh.
Like,
The little glass vial
vials.
only
thing, yeah.
like, oh,
Forgot what
unless
it's
you,
called.
that's exactly how that placenta stuff that Layla's talking about. I remember that being in my mom's bathroom, and it comes in little vials like that.
No, we wanted. Okay, so me and my brother were both born by midwife at home, and I was like 3 when he was born. So I was at my mom's friend's house, and they took me over across the street, and I like after he was born, and I see him laying on the bed and everything, and then they were letting him suck on like little cut pieces of placenta. So the midwife has him actually like suck on the umbilical
Like
blood.
jerky?
It's so it
Like
was so
sushi.
gross. Like I was grossing out
Yeah,
because I'm like
are
a
we
3-year-old. Like, what
are we
is
talking
that?
sushi or jerky?
I'm talking about
Yeah, but
straight
what kind of
umbilical
Right.
texture
cord
Yeah,
would you
what kind
straight.
of
give it?
texture?
Like,
Like
It was kind of
okay, so
wet,
sushi.
wet and bloody,
I could see
kind of
jerky
pinkish.
umbilical cord. That doesn't
it
Yeah, it
sound as
seems
seems.
gross.
chewy. It seems like it'd have gator
Yeah,
texture.
I could
yeah.
see that actually healing the gut, like going down this, the whole tract
So I'm pretty sure
system.
I did. Well, yeah, it's all stem
Yeah,
cells,
The
so
so it's
healthiest
good.
thing.
probably
So midwives will have them do that. They'll just cut little pieces of umbilical cord and do it instead of a
And if you were
binky. They just have
getting it
them
from
suck
your
on the.
actual family member, it seems next level. So imagine like like it almost seems like a father would automatically be able to take the umbilical cord of their child. Like, like it just seems like if there was something to go around in the family, that it would be kosher for
Yeah, well,
everybody
that's why
involved.
you can bank it. You can bank your own umbilical cord blood, which I donated it, but you can to like the San Diego blood bank, but you can bank it for later because it will help anyone pretty much in your family with cancer or whatever.
yes, you can.
How
I'm
much does that
starting to
cost?
understand that
A lot.
that
That's why I just donated it
magic and process behind
because they're like likely it'll be there
what they
still.
do to like humans to like find a way to live longer. I totally get it. I'm not saying it's right, but like in the sense of like you're here to experiment this realm and like do what you can on this realm. So I get where that mindset is, but I understand it. Like if you want to look younger and live younger and you don't want to age and you just want to be here for a very long time, I understand why they do this. Is it nefarious for the very empathic people? Yeah, it sounds nefarious, but is it nefarious? People wanting to experience longevity of life, is that not free will wanting to have that?
I think whenever that extra life comes directly from the blood of a baby, like usually it just
I
like
A little
know,
starts
selfish,
skirting on like a
mildly
weird gray
selfish.
area.
but we're talking about a vocal cord here. We're not talking about baby.
No, I
Yeah,
understand, but really,
Mhm.
like, it's closer to like drinking baby blood than say like eating a bunch of vitamins.
That's true. That's true. But if there's like some benefit to the mother, which I understand, like a lot of these mammals do in nature, like they'll eat their own placenta. Monkeys eat their own placenta, and a lot of things we
A lot of
replicate.
tribes,
Yeah.
like a lot of tribes, everyone will split it. Like the whole entire family will eat the placenta. Sometimes they bury it and they treat it like a whole nother child because they say that's your like spiritual twin
Tree of
or
life.
something. And it was weird because you were talking about 40 and like being that midlife crisis age. There is a whole philosophy, and I don't even want to gander the people, I'll get it wrong, that they believe that your placenta around 40, when you get that energy, that's actually your placenta leaves you, and it's you experience the rest of life from 40 to death alone.
Mm.
And your job from 40 to death is to get all this information and knowledge, and the next lifetime you're the placenta and you travel with the human for their first 40 years or
Yeah.
whatever.
It's so fascinating, the placenta. Like they even did a study on like your vegetation or the type of things that you eat and put in your body, and they did a comparison with excuse me, with many women, and apparently women who go on a vegan raw diet, their placentas or their uteruses, excuse me, and placentas actually where the baby sits and rests, becomes calcified, and the one who eats like just a strong like meaty protein eggs like raw milk type of diet, their placentas are wanted.
Oh, you did so you hit
you did the thing.
you did the thing, and then you need to tape it's something with your wire. It might be time for a new mic, but when the wire
We
gets
needed this for the episode to officially start, though.
yeah,
Yeah,
because we need a little
now
sound.
we're good.
I'm ordering it, but apparently, so yeah, eating meat, especially when you're pregnant, is really good for your baby and its health when it's in the mama. So mamas, eat your meat. Not
Yeah, I
not a
know
total diet. Don't do it. There's
moms that are
something
just
about
giving
calcifying your body when you're on that vegan raw diet that is not really too good for you, depending, I guess, on blood type. I'm not sure, but there's something to that.
I almost just think the word fucking diet, the entirety, no matter one, pick the one, is a psyop. And everything should just be in phases. Everything should just be like sometimes you do this thing. Some seasons you eat more protein, and some seasons you eat more fruit, and some seasons you eat, and some parts of the world you do that. And some parts of the world, you're never even going to see that kind of food. So introducing it into your life would be ridiculous. Your people have never even needed that vitamin. So I just think the
Yeah.
entire pyramid thing, or any of them, because I know that's being changed and talked about, is like RFK is going to put out a new food pyramid. Aren't we all so different? The nutrients we all need, isn't it all different daily? What if I'm on my period today? Isn't that entirely different than just Chaney 2 weeks before that?
Yep.
So I just think, how about government stay out of my food pyramid altogether? RFK, I really don't need you involved. I don't need you to make a food pyramid. Like,
I think part of it, though, there's like an allure for the ubermensch. Like if you can possibly take every protein and every vitamin and like every single nutrient, if you can figure out a way to be constantly absorbing everything that anyone in the world would ever need, and that you're like, you train your body to handle all that, that like maybe you become Superman. I mean, deep down, I think that's part of it. Just like, right, like looking at Abbie is kind of doing part of that.
Right? I mean, if you saw the supplements I took every day, I mean, 2 handfuls.
And there's people like the Ray Kurzweil, I guess, is like one of the examples, but he has like this huge I mean, Andreas has one of these too, where it's like $1,000 worth of pills that they just take every single day, like literally like 40, 50, 60 different pills, in addition to if you're working out and you're taking supplements, which is not the same as like all these different nootropics.
Yeah, but like the supplements I'm taking are like, I take 3 things for liver support, you know, one thing for kidneys, and then heart, like 2 or 3 things for heart, one for just the left ventricle. Like it's insane, but
Big Pharma's like, yep, we approve.
yeah,
well, they're herbs though.
big vitamin.
Big vitamin, whatever you want to call it, the big whatever's.
Yeah,
They're herbs.
I don't know. I think it'll all it's yet to be decided if any of that shit really helps with the longevity of life, because we just are living shorter and shorter. The cancer rates are skyrocketing. Everything is really skyrocketing. You pick the ailment. So it
helps with blood work, I will say that, because
but then you got to trust what
doing
blood
what I
work,
do.
because
Yeah,
like
because blood work
Yeah.
is different every week, no?
yeah, it's different throughout the day. You could drink too much water. They even tell you, like, don't drink too much water before you. It's like the amount of shit you can do, and then who's trying to sell you what is going to have a different magnifying glass over what they're trying, what they're gonna. I don't know.
I feel like I have to just point out to the pessimist in me, but there is a non-zero statistic every year of people that get sick from getting blood work done because someone didn't wash their hands, or like follow the right procedure, or used an old bag that was punctured or something. But the number is greater than 0 that people actually go into a place totally healthy and come back out because someone screwed up.
Yeah, it's weird. I feel like it's a numbers game. The less you can get poked, the better for you in general.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly.
Like the less you can go into those rooms, the better for you in general.
I mean, if you want to talk about the type of foods our ancestors were eating, like I'm pretty sure they weren't intravenously doing anything,
Yeah. That is one of the things that I always am like, the IV bag, you know, if I were going to get down and like inject myself with something and get really comfortable with injecting myself, I would really get comfortable with an IV bag. And I would like tape myself up and set myself up in my lazy boy and have my vitamin B and like have my little fucking bag
Just
and
be
shoot.
super hydrated all the time.
Bro, my mom and her lady friends, they're all nurses from the medical establishment. So they literally IV bag themselves all the time. And they put little concoctions in there. Like they're in their
Some
70s.
lavender.
All my Navy corpsman friends did that. They would they'd go out and drink and then they would IV themselves when they got home.
Yeah, but these old ladies are also doing it too because you know, like the amount of like of these natural things that just deplete in our body. And my mom, by like, I
Yeah.
don't even know how many hours then she'd tell you from her blood work. She'd be like, in 6 hours, I have no vitamin B at all in my body. And so she gets her little bags. And then she's like, I feel great.
that-
She probably gets her little bag, goes on a cruise.
Get that
living
back,
in-
girl.
Yeah.
That's where that's what gets me too, is that's the big salt lie too, is that salt, is so vilified. And then if you have heart issues, they tell you to take salt out of your diet. But if you have a heart attack, what's the first thing that the paramedics do when you get there?
Stick their finger in your butt.
They hook you up to a saline. And saline is like 8,000 milligrams of salt.
That's a dog fight.
You get 2 bags. Tell me salt is bad for you. Tell me salt's bad for your
not.
heart.
Dude, I'll even tell you in the corny, I had an old lady cat, okay? An old lady cat, death's door, like 13 years old. We started giving this old lady cat IV bags, just saline, a little vitamin B, and like once every 2 weeks, we would just like pet her, stick it in her, like pull up her back first, stick it in, and let her sit there for a few minutes. And this cat lived till it was like 18, 19 years old. We never had to take it to the vet ever again. It was just like keeping it hydrated, everything in its body worked better.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what else? I hear sulfur, different types of sulfurs, like really good for the body, apparently. I posted a video of this girl who's educated on this, and I bet you Ben Balderson.
Yeah,
Which
salt
I
and
mi-
sulfur would be the
Yeah.
2 things that he would tell you that are human, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. So like these springs that they say don't go near in, I guess, what is that? The Yellowstone National Park? Like don't touch it, but you see animals drinking out of the springs and these sulfur infested, waters, but aren't we supposed to mimic where these mammals get their drinking
That's where we
source?
would drink in nature if we were
Thank
following
you.
them.
Thank
And
you.
then people are like grabbing like a Coke out of the vending machine after they're like, don't drink the water.
Mm-hmm.
A good
I'm
point.
telling you. Yeah, and goat's milk. Yeah, goat's milk is awesome. Gets rid of all the poisons in your body.
Ben Balderson has to come back again and hang out when Thomas is here.
Yeah.
He does.
So,
He
but
really
he
does.
came and hung out with us one of the nights you were gone.
What
when you
about
Yeah,
were-
nut milk and pea milk?
You mean like nut
I
cheese?
mean, human milk, nut milk.
No. I mean, like, no. Almond, cashew.
Oh.
Happy
Oh.
Friday!
Yeah, happy Friday.
Human nut milk.
That's what
Human
I said
pea
nut cheese.
milk?
I don't
No,
know
I
where that
also
because I was
meant,
like, what do you
like,
mean nut milk?
Peas in a pod, pea milk. It's what it's
No,
called.
they
They
were
haven't,
like
they
almond
haven't come
Listen,
up with a better
it's
name yet.
been a minute, all right? It had to
almond
come out.
milk, Layla. Well, I know soy.
I mean-
soy milk is supposed to be.
Everyone thinks they have a lactose problem, but most of them have an issue with the casein in milk. It's the protein, not the sugar. So, I mean,
Well, I've heard one.
almond
This
milk
was
and
from
stuff
a
is fine,
vegan
but-
in the '90s, like the cool punk, like Dropkick Murphy vegan style. But they asked me this one question. They had like a little pamphlet, and it was all about like animal cruelty and stuff. But I had this one question that still kind of like echoes through whenever these come up because it was such a great premise, and it was basically the state is that cow milk, the type that most people drink and they put in their coffee and their cereal and everything, that its main purpose is to make sure that a young calf gains like 500 pounds or something over a very short course of time, and that the blood cells, I guess, in it are so much bigger that those are not bioavailable to us. So that like the actual cells kind of just get scrapped away and thrown out. So there's no real part of cow milk in particular that's necessarily like good for humans or made for humans versus
No.
anything else.
They have 4 stomachs too. A cow has 4 stomachs. So a baby cow can process the hell out of that milk. We can't. We have 1 stomach.
So that's a case that I hear that's usually against milk and like even whole milk and unpasteurized milk and all that. I don't think it's the same for goats or for like the other animals that they milk. What other animals do
No,
they
but God,
milk?
goat milk is so gross. I do not know how people do that. Have you ever had it?
What, goat milk? I've had
Yes.
it. Yeah, I mean, I've had goat cheese and stuff. It has
Yogurt.
like a very. If you've ever smelt a goat, it's just how a goat smells is how it tastes.
It has like that aftertaste that just doesn't go away. It's like I just want to go, and I can't. It's gross.
I don't mind it.
I mean, I had somebody go, "Oh my, this is like really, really good goat cheese. You're gonna love it. Try it."
You don't? Do you like
Pretend
blue
I'm-
cheeses in general?
Yeah, I like blue
You
cheese.
do like blue
cheese is
cheese. You
good.
just don't like goat, huh?
Yeah. I don't like goat
That's
cheese.
crazy.
Like goat milk is just gross.
Usually, once people start having the palate for blue cheeses and they can like lean into that skunky and those Stiltons, then they. But you know what it
Those
is?
good.
It's like skunky is those cheeses. Your taste buds start to get comfortable. There is a slight sour with goat milk.
Asiago.
Yeah.
I love Asiago.
I do.
does
I like
not
all.
go
I like
away.
goat's milk, yogurt.
No, do not ever
I
serve it
could
to me.
eat like
I put it in my smoothies.
pounds
I
of
like to
that.
take tons of fresh fruit and then goat's milk
No.
yogurt and then oats, and that is like a smoothie I can live on.
Probably the first time I ever had goat's milk, somebody gave my mom some, and we didn't have milk.
It's not
we just had the goat's
bad.
milk, and I had my cereals. Oh, it
I
was
like
horrible.
goat feta cheese.
Never
So
again.
creamy and so delicious and salty and like tangy and
Tangy. That's better than
yeah.
sour. That's a better
yeah.
sell word than
and
sour.
almost fruity too.
As a chef, it would be a better. I'd be like, oh, you'd want to try this. It's slightly sour, but no, tangy.
It's fruity too, almost. There's like a fruity note in it. I don't know how to explain it. It's so delicious.
How come we don't have like pig milk?
Ew.
Why ew? Like we don't
I
know.
don't know, bro.
Yeah, it would be more nutritious for us. You know that.
Yeah,
Or
why
like
is no
horse
one
milk.
milking
How come we don't
pigs?
have horse milk?
Parasitic. I don't know. That's why.
It just seems odd that it's like really just comes down to cows that we drink the nipple juice out of, and then
Maybe
as
it's the
like
size
an
of their
exotic
tits.
variation is the yeah. I mean, I'm sure that it's more about like an efficiency thing. Like they can probably milk way more out of a cow or a goat than other animals, but it almost seems the same way that you can go and get freaking like walnut juice or whatever.
Do you think a man or a woman was the first to suck a cow udder?
Man, 100%.
100%.
Yeah.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Do you think they sucked the cow udder before or after they fucked the cow?
I mean, do you think they started with the udder right away, or did they experiment a little bit?
That's why cows are God. So like, you know, they had a God moment. Like, oh God. Yeah.
Would you drink straight from the tap?
No. They shit when they fucking when you milk them. They'll just shit right there. That's so gross. No.
I don't even like, a tin bucket that they milk into, one of those buckets. I get a little like, a bucket grosses me out.
Yeah.
It's not even their titties or anything about anything else going on. Even the hands working down.
The noise that it makes too, the ching ching
Yeah.
ching.
Yeah, it's like a spit bucket. Oh my gosh.
I used to have to watch that every year when I was a teacher because agriculture is huge here. So they'd bring in a cow and they'd hand milk her, and then they would put on the freaking pump thing.
She doesn't know how loud it is.
so loud. Hold
Just
up.
like a jet engine's loud.
Yeah. It was like full Top Gun. Like I felt like we were walking out across the tarmac. It was like John McCain on the USS Forrestal. It's quiet now. It's all quiet now.
Is she muted? Well, I thought that was an espresso machine. That sounds like a espresso machine.
They were going hard on the dabs tonight.
For real though, shout out to the almost 120 people that have showed up in the first half hour of Secret Society of Good Guys. Wherever you're finding us, make sure you're hitting the bell, or any comments do help in the algorithm. And make sure that you find Thomas and Layla and Abbie everywhere that you can find them, just in case we get taken off the place you're watching us currently. Okay, X and back to our program. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Thanks. Anyways, what else? I saw you you did a show today with Heidi. What did you guys?
It's been, it was over a month since we did a monthly Mormon Monday. So now we did an unfiltered Friday, or whatever the hell the name is. Someone suggested another name, like Mormon Tips and Tricks, which might, like, we might like sneak more of those in. But we talked mainly about dating culture, which then devolved into soaking and shaking. As it usually does, because whenever Mormon
Soaking.
relationships come up, everyone just wants to talk about soaking.
Soaking.
You know, that has always fascinated me.
It's
'cause I'm
not a
just
real
like,
thing, by the way.
Soaking, I understand.
not,
I don't
huh?
know. I've never heard of shaking. But you can explain them both, just in case people
just
watching don't know what
builds on top.
soaking is.
So the premise here is that this is not real. It was never a real workaround, and I think it was more of like a joke that came up, but it kind of has exploded. But like, soaking is under the premise that you're finding a workaround from God, that like God says no premarital sex, and at some point some Mormon kid with his girlfriend was like, well, if I just kind of like put it inside there, and like I don't do anything, we'll just sit here and it'll just be in you, but like we're not moving. And then my buddy
Not
comes over
sex.
and he shakes the bed while like I just happen to be in this position, right? Like we're not doing anything. He's
gotta
the
get
one
third
that's doing
party
it. So like
involved.
everyone's absolved of sin, but they're able to like simulate actual sex, and that's what
It's like edging, but
It's not like edging.
like
That's kind of kinky.
no, you wouldn't think it's
No,
like
not at
edging.
all.
I would feel like it's like delayed gratification. Like
No,
you're
you're
gonna,
actually walking closer to gratification every second.
yeah, no,
Yeah, that's
you're supposed
yeah,
kinda
to
no,
do
you
the
kinky.
full
probably
home run.
you probably get it.
Here's the
think.
thing I will really tell you for real. I, as a grown ass lesbian, I have never had penis envy. But when I first heard about soaking during lockdowns, I thought, now I have penis envy. I'm like, this for some reason seems intriguing to me, that I'm like, I wish I could just leave my penis in my wife and fall asleep.
Yeah, that's
I
kinky.
have had penis envy since I was a little kid, and I'm not a lesbian. I just wanted to stand and pee
But
really
then it
bad.
just,
See, that's
And I tried, and I got in trouble because I peed all
but
over
I
the
also
floor.
thought, like, in my head, like, is it better to, like, I would have to have some comfy size penis to just be like, yeah, I just fall asleep and my
yeah.
penis just stays in my wife. But obviously in my head, like, so I'm like, maybe like if the shoe was on the other foot, I would have had a small penis. And so I've really decided, like, better to be lesbian than small penis. Because what about if I was like not impressed enough? If I couldn't soak? What about if I heard about this thing and then I couldn't even soak with my girl?
Well, it's not a
Sorry,
problem
was
that I think
that
a lot
too
of
much
people.
inside, outside?
It's a lot of effort. It sounds like a lot of weird, awkward effort, and the workaround doesn't even exist, and it never existed anyway. Like you're still going directly to hell or whatever it is that happens to Mormons if they have too much fun. So like that's still happening to you regardless of this fun little workaround. If anything, it's probably turned into like a funny kink.
I think this is the name of your show that you do with Heidi.
Soaking and joking. That'd definitely be the title of one of the next times we talk about soaking.
I think that you should
Technically-
just call it The Soak with Thomas and Heidi.
Technically, listen, guys, you don't need the man to do anything. He could literally lay there and the woman could just do things in the area where it'll just complete the mission. Like, there's things called Kegels, and if you know how to use them right, there's techniques that you can use to look at Abbie. She knows what I'm talking about.
I'm pretty sure that
Pelvic
that's still
floor.
against
You
the
want a
rules.
strong pelvic
That's
floor.
all I'm saying. So
It
technically,
would be
Well,
against
that
the
would
rules.
just take out the shake.
Contracting your muscle.
You could still do the soak, and then it would just be a soaking Kegel.
yeah.
You don't need all the other people there.
But
It's
how,
just
floor
you.
exercise.
how many like Mormon girls know how to do Kegels?
That-
I
Yeah,
feel like
you
that
know.
doesn't-
My mom taught me when I was young.
Dude.
She was like, my mom taught me.
Well, because
All
you
I-
have to know how to
She was
use
like-
them,
she took-
honestly, not just for sex. It's
Yeah.
so that you can keep all your muscles all like tight and good.
right, but I
Yeah.
mean, like they don't even know that
Down your
rap
leg.
music or hot sauce exists. Do you think they're gonna know about like Kegels?
If you've ever stopped your pee stream, then you
Yeah.
should know. That's how it was taught to me.
It's like you learn what they are at a very like kind of youngish age. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Girl, I'm
Kegel's a
gonna be
shit
real.
name. Is that
Like-
from the Dr. Kegel?
I don't know. I don't think that's what it should be named.
Kind of like the Heimlich. The Heimlich.
But I
whatever.
know, like, for
Dr.
some reason,
Kegel.
it is a very powerful muscle.
Dr. Andrew
apparently.
Kegel. Nice to meet you.
Isn't
Let's
it?
look at this graph with ladies. I want to teach you something.
I bet she's got a really firm handshake.
Yeah. He would know when he squeezes your hand, it's like this. I'm Dr. Kegel. Sorry, this is so stupid. I can't-
No, what's stupid is like that's what I've been experimenting
I'm
with in
having
my
an outer
posing.
body,
Is like, does my stomach
look
look
at, we're all
flatter if I
grown
kegel?
ups, we
That's
pay
stupid.
taxes.
Those who
Allegedly.
know, no. Those who know, no.
So stupid. Sorry.
Isn't there like a movie about like, I don't know what time period, 1910, 1920, something like that, about when women were experiencing hysteria and they were testing out devices that would help their hysteria. So,
Like
yeah,
vibrators?
the
Yeah.
vibrator
Jules was
was
just talking
created.
about this today. It's
And I
so
was like,
wild.
Yeah.
Watch this for some reason, but like, why would they think it's some sort of sickness? Like, how could that even be a real thing? Like,
Oh, that doctor just had
yeah,
a kink.
yeah,
Come
but
on.
I'm glad
Like,
they found.
he's like, just give this bitch an orgasm.
Yeah.
She'll be good. Like,
So what they're trying to
That's the
say is
thing.
like women weren't having orgasms, and all that built up orgasm energy was just making them go crazy, and they needed a release. And finally, because men couldn't do it, they found a tool that could do it. Probably.
don't you think that
Shut
that's
up. That's
makes a lot of sense though? I don't know. Even Louise Hay and You Can Heal Your Life, she said
because it's
that
never about the woman.
migraines are usually people who have chronic migraines are usually like need to orgasm. The cure for it is masturbation.
That's not the
No
case.
wonder I've been getting them every day. Maybe. No, it's
Imagine
not.
being the doctor that gets to collect a $300 visitation fee, and you were just like, go home and just rub it out.
Except that they would do
They
it
would
for
do it
them.
for them, and they would do it in theater. So it would be
Yeah.
like a doctor would take you into the room
Watch, we're gonna
with
cure her
double-sided glass, and then a
with my
whole bunch
wand.
of other doctors would watch from the other side while a doctor got you off because you were a
Yeah.
frantic lady.
And what
You know-
website is this?
You know, they
This is a script.
they say that it'll help, but like it's different when it's like a human body, like with human body and like experiencing something deep with that. Like I feel like there's different types of release when you're having a different types of experience with different people or the scenario or whatever it is. So I don't know. I think really like loving the person has a big plus to your health. Like if you're truly like a partner and not enemies with your partner and like grow together in a relationship and like, you know? But anyway,
Well, I think even at like a practical level, you're spending less stress and like brain power in general towards like fighting something. So now you've got it built up to do better things. Like now it can be like preventing from outside, influence or something. But if you're stressed out over things already at that level, then you're kind of like weakening your immune system in like a very real way.
I think so. It's strange how people can affect you and like how people can change you, like how it's crazy. Like there was this TikToker influencer, like beautiful girl, and who she dated, like literally turned her from gorgeous, beautiful, like wow, she's like gorgeous, to this insane looking, lost her mind. And this one person did this to her. Like the energy.
Yeah, y'all motherfuckers stress us out and make us
Yeah.
ugly. Just saying.
Yeah. Like destroyed her.
Well, like those photos of a president, like their first year and then their
Or
fourth
vice
year in,
versa.
and it's
Yeah.
like, oh
Yeah.
my, like they literally aged like
Their
10,
hair's
Yeah.
15
white.
years.
Yeah. It's vice versa. Men and women. It goes either way. Why can't there be a balance? Like, why does one have to be the soul sucker? What?
I mean, just hear me out. What if like we normalize placenta chips, and now we can just like all munch on placentas whenever we want,
And just live forever.
or at least longer?
Yeah.
The problem though, like so when people eat their placenta, the problem with it is that it has so much hormones in it that you have to be careful in the quantity. Like that's why they encapsulate it and just like take pills in small doses and stuff. Because if you sat there and just like ate it like a steak, you'd be fucking with your hormones.
Well, that's why I'm saying like beef jerky, like little tiny bits.
Chips,
Like you would just eat a
yeah,
couple of
bag, you just have
before you
chips.
even got home, you'd
Yeah.
have tits.
Maybe.
Honestly, that would sell like, hotcakes right now in 2025.
That's pretty true. And then now I'm playing tennis against them. Like, I'm just gonna have some placenta chips on my way to the club, and then I'm gonna box Chaney. Oh my gosh.
What else? What else?
There
A lot
has-
of weird shit, but like I don't remember. Like it comes in and out. Like pew, pew.
I need to be caught up on everything going on in the outside world because I've got a regular job now, so I'm like head down
Same.
constantly.
Same. And then on my time off, I'm just like, oh my god, chores, whatever I can. But anyway, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I'm on my only free moments. I'm like looking into what kind of yacht Aristotle Onassis had. Like it's absolutely nothing that's ever going to come up at a typical water cooler or like out in public, right? No one's asking about this.
I bring this shit up and I don't even care. And I realize now, like, the more weird, obscure shit you know, this is the crazy part that I've realized. Everybody, if you don't go with your narrative when you're out in public at little dinner parties, doing these little like things sometimes, and you don't have I'm going to talk about whenever it is I want to, if you just are free balling and everybody has things. And when you're a person that knows about a whole bunch of weird things, you can make every conversation weird.
Oh, no, absolutely. That's
Weird
not the
Like,
conversations are the
problem.
best.
my little goal is like, look at this normal LARP we're playing right now. How can I take this and drive it far right? And so it'll just be like, have you guys ever heard of John D?
People
I
heard
don't
the
even know what
Finder?
it'll be at some point, but it's just like you have to go from the normal world. So you usually have to say a name, a date, a place. You gotta anchor them. And then you walk into the like, and we're gonna go to the Fringe.
Okay, I got a question for you guys. If you could like have dinner with one person, any person, like, and time is irrelevant, who would
My
it be?
dad.
Your dad. Oh, I love that.
Gandhi.
That's so sweet. Gandhi, that's
I don't
badass.
care
On a
about
hunger
Gandhi at
strike.
all. Yeah, Gandhi on a hunger strike, and he
Like,
can't
and
eat. He has to watch
outright-
me eat.
Yeah.
Jesus. I would like to sit down with
I-
Jesus and be like,
I know, right?
yo, dude.
Could I eat Eucharist with Jesus? That would be pretty badass. Like we're both
Yeah.
eating you right now, dude.
That would be dope.
Last
Hey,
Supper.
he did it at the Last
Yeah.
Supper.
Give me
Yeah.
some more of that blood, Jay.
It would be Jesus for me, or really though, no, it would be Nikola Tesla, because I have to know what 369
Apparently, he
like
didn't
being
say that.
unlocking
I
his
heard.
universe is.
I
I
heard
don't
that's
know.
always been
You
attributed to
say that
him.
he has, and you say
and-
that he hasn't. So
Yeah, I
there's
heard that
both.
it's always been attributed to him, but he wasn't he never really said that thing. I just heard that in the last 48 hours. I'd give credit to the person who told me if I remembered the convo I was in.
I
I think
was
there's a few credible sources for it, although it would be hard to prove unequivocally that he actually said that at some point. But there was a time I think it was in his midlife where he goes over to India and he ends up meeting some Indian guru, and that's when he develops this kind of new age twist of this Manly Palmer Hall style of thinking, where before that he was just a nerd inventor that was autistic and had OCD and just understood electricity like no one did, and he didn't attribute it to anything sort of supernatural. But then he goes to India and he comes back with all these additional sayings, and usually that's around the time period that people attribute. It's something like, if only people would understand the properties of 369, they would understand the universe, or so it's something of that nature. And I mean, it sounds like something that you would say after you were just studying with yogis for 3 or 4 months, and then you come back home, just you go and get your hair braided with the little clips on if you go to Jamaica for the summer, but a month or two later, it's gone now. You're back to normal life. I think that's kind of the phase that Nikola Tesla kind of went through.
I still want to know.
I do. You guys, if you watch this show or listen to anything
Me-
I do, I
me
lean
too.
into the weird, and I don't really care. And so when 2025 was starting, the two weird things I said that in my own brain, I'm like, all right, 2025 simulation. Here's the two things. I'm gonna hang out, somehow talk to or get Roseanne Barr and Sarah Palin to follow me. I don't know why these two people, you guys. I wish I could explain to you why these certain things that they just come across. So then it becomes some weird, meme magic, little inside joke to myself that I put on things, blah, blah, blah. It's so random because yesterday Sarah Palin liked one of my comments on her. You know how often I write on Sarah Palin shit? I literally don't care about Sarah Palin. There's so many levels of ridiculous. It just makes myself laugh. And so I wrote something on it yesterday, and I don't even remember what it was because, oh yeah, that whole thing 8647 came out. Where all the politicians and they 8647. And so it became this whole big thing where the FBI was visiting the Krasensteins or something, and Comey because 8647. And
86 means, for those of you, we don't have it, or it's done or gone.
I know that was the whole thing, is in my whole life, anytime I've ever written on a board, in all honesty, anytime I ever wrote on a board as a manager, server, bartender, we're 86 whiskey, we're 86 tomatoes. I never thought in my head once, kill the tomatoes. We're out of it. Get it out of here.
Right. I agree with this. And honestly, I think 8646 was out before 8647.
And I've heard the thing that military-wise,
Numerically,
8
that
feet
makes
long,
sense.
6 feet deep. And so it's 86. And so I've heard that too. But
yeah, 86 means offed. They want to off it. 86 it. Take it off the menu.
yeah, take it off the menu.
Mm-hmm.
Impeach it.
Yeah. It's
I don't know.
gone.
It can come back on the
86.
menu.
It always gets
I don't know.
This is the shit that what you think you're setting up for your enemy, you're really setting your own trap sometimes. And so I always am careful. You don't want, because just as a person who for 4 years, 5 years after, like, Mr. President, what's the storm? You'll find out. And then all of a sudden to be like on January 7th and January 8th of like 2021, and I was like, holy shit. They are about to use every single post I ever said the store is coming against me in this moment. Like, I planned on storming a Capitol. Holy shit. Checkmate, motherfuckers. I really thought, damn, deep state, you done got me. You made me post. The storm's coming. The storm is coming. And how would I ever explain it to, like, well, listen, Judge. Like, what it was we were doing meme magic, you see.
Yeah. How much do you know about synchromysticism?
Yeah. So in ways of like, I believe too, we're all repeating a thing now. If meme magic is real, we're all repeating the thing that they want us to repeat. So I don't know.
Mhm.
To me, it's like a little too obvious that I was even wondering if, like, can you imagine if Comey's panicked and whatever, if he was supposed to come through with a couple deals and he wasn't able to come through, and now a couple people want him fucking dead. It's like 86-47. Knock, 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 knock. FBI. Take me in. Take me in. Because you never know with people who wants their head.
Well, it's powerful and it's a little bit dangerous because of how well they work. But like the 8647 is one meme, but any meme at all, any meme that you can think of, the reason why they're so dangerous and powerful is because it doesn't lose its message. Like if you were to give any other message to someone, usually it goes through their own head and they kind of put their own little spin on it, not in like a bad game of telephone way, but in a way that a concept can become more nuanced the more people it passes through. But a meme cuts through all of that. Like you don't, like you can like throw a little bit of extra salt on top of your meme, but once it gets too complicated, it loses its efficiency, right? So like these simple memes, like a freaking number 8647, what's the other one, like 1488, and then there's the one about like FBI crime statistics. Like if you can take a number and just state a number out loud and someone's like, you're committing violence on me, like think about how much power just a
420.
number has. Like you can't even use like the number 666 where
187.
people will see those three numbers together in any context and be like it changes their day at that moment. They change what they're doing because they see a number they're presented with. And I mean, on a long enough timeline, they could turn every single sequence of numbers into some scary meme that's always making you like decide different things, which is, it's a wild concept to think of.
It is really true.
It's a line. It's like they put a line.
Do you ever see people like? I know people who like if they go to the cash register and it comes up to 666,
Oh,
they'll
can we get a piece of gum?
buy
Or
something
let me,
else.
yeah, let me add.
Yeah, and I'm like, no, if it's 666, I'm like, that's an angel number. It's a good sign. I'm in the flow.
And then a whole nother big thing is, I don't know if you've seen it, is that Ian Carroll had a red bracelet.
Oh, it's the AIDS pin, right? The AIDS
Well,
ribbon.
he had a red bracelet.
Oh, he has a red
He had a
bracelet.
red
Like
bracelet
Kabbalah.
with an eye on
Oh,
it, like one eye on it. And then his watch was
Mm.
223. And I'm like, oh my gosh, can you imagine if like somebody in the conspiracy realm would be like, let me troll a whole bunch of people using symbolism and see if, can you imagine if people would do this? Like, what kind of people would just be like, oh, I'm gonna use Illuminati symbolism as my own
You mean like
symbol?
us and the shit we got from our picture?
She's like going through the different logos.
Yeah, I'm like, it's just so funny to me how people are like, oh, like like they never think that we all know the symbols. Like we all know. And some people are just like, oh my gosh, Layla has an owl on her curtain. I don't know. I just think it's funny. And
It seems very low effort in a way of like is all it takes now to join Bohemian Grove is to buy an owl trinket and have it in the background of a video, and now you're in. Like, you don't even have to go through all the extra credentials and spend the money, like the 50 grand a year, whatever the hell it is, and like jump through all the other hoops. The same way of like, if I just do a secret handshake or if I just do a certain hand symbol, I'm in. Like, I don't have to kill anyone.
You don't even have to
I
rip
don't-
a
They don't even gotta vet me.
face
I just like put my hand up in front of my eye and like, bam, we're in, baby. That's it.
you're in there like swim. I just am like, in reality, in the like confirmation bias, how many woo girls that you know wear an evil eye somewhere? And I know Kabbalah gets a lot of like all of the posts that I see everyone pulling up. Look, it's a Kabbalah bracelet. I'm like, people that sell things on Amazon put the word Kabbalah in a whole bunch of things just to get you to find this thing when you're looking it up. But it's like the evil eye exists in so many cultures that aren't just the Jews.
Like Turkey, they have it
Yeah,
everywhere.
it's in
Yeah.
so many. I never even knew it was a Kabbalah thing, an evil eye. And so I'm like, okay, the red string, like, but some of the stuff I'm like,
The Italians will give you the evil eye.
yeah, but I first heard about so much stuff about it from my Albanian friend Layla.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I'm
It's
like,
true though.
did Layla's culture learn about that from the Jews?
Or did they learn about it from us?
Yes, that's what I'm thinking. Like, or is it just something maybe that exists in cultures?
Yeah. And it is. It is just something maybe that's in human nature that you don't understand. Like giving somebody the evil eye, and you don't understand what that it could be a sense or or something that you don't understand about a human body, but it's a real thing, like giving somebody that evil eye and things fall, or you bump into something, or your knee debuckles for some reason and you're like, what the fuck? Or you accidentally bump into something and you're like, what is going on here? Like little weird things when you have this aura about you and people don't like it because it's too bright and they wish they had it, they'll give you that. Or like if they don't have a child and they look at your newborn baby and they're like, oh my God, look at this baby. It's so beautiful. Oh my God. But in their head, it's like, why does this bitch have a baby? Like, I hope this fucking baby dies. And she could see how it feels to be without a fucking baby. And it's like, it's fucking wild. Like,
I'm gonna take that placenta.
it's funny, but yeah, it's true. It's like women don't know
cord
the
blood for
power
you.
that they have. That's why, and like I understand in cultures why they say women shouldn't shake men's hands because of the power that they possess, women. And spiritually, like it's more powerful to have a woman in a circle of men, like when it's in prayer session, because something about the woman and having the portal connection to source is something that they don't want us to know about, but apparently it's a thing. And many villages used to do it. Some still do it. Some don't. But you know, there's something to it.
Sounds like reverse Mormonism.
I don't know.
It's like a
women are
cyclops
powerful.
eye.
Yeah.
You're like, if we
it's
paint
like-
the big cyclops eye on the side of our building, it scares off the what?
We are
Sky
frightening.
people?
I'm not gonna lie, we're a little crazy. It's weird. I don't know how to explain it. But we've been through it though. It's like the fucking shit my generation. Oh my God. I don't even want to talk about it. But
Do you see what
anyway,
Jason says? I work with Albanians. Some of the women are frightening.
yeah. Yeah. We
Have you
are.
guys met Layla?
If you're here, brat,
If you're new here,
you're on notice.
So
Well,
if you
for the show.
joined late, it was like Layla was describing how when she was like a little girl, she sprained her hand shooting a Colt 45, right? Like that's an Albanian childhood.
shooting a Colt 45 at the sky.
Blah, 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 blah.
Brat. I
That's
need to light
awesome.
my cigarette with my torch.
Oh my gosh, this would be the worst live if Layla with that torch. We're like, no. Thomas, yeah, all of a sudden it's like Hades in the corner. So scary.
I can't trust myself with a torch anymore. I've
Really?
misfired too many times, caught other things on fire, hit myself, hit like a desk.
Dude, I learned how to use this as a kid. My father was a superintendent, and I used to go to a lot of these apartments that he used to like repair shit with, and like he used to solder like all these old copper pipes and shit. And I learned how to use this as a young kid because I was so fascinated in like soldering, and I was never scared to use it.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty great until you're like
Oh,
5 or 6 dabs
a lot
deep,
of
and
people are
then like
scared.
now mistakes start to happen.
Yeah, that's what me. I just am. I only have that stuff in the shop welding. So even having it around microphones and wires, I'm like, and I'm just like seeing equipment like, or in my kitchen where it's around souffles and things, so and sharp knives. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I could never have it. I would accidentally light my microphone would just fall, and you'd be like, what? And I'd be like, I just accidentally burnt through my mic stand.
Oh man.
All of a sudden I have no trust in myself in that huge enormous torch. How would I even hold it up? Abbie would have to take me to the gym for like 2 weeks just to be able to hold that thing.
It is
But
heavy.
it seems
But my other
enormous.
torch ran out of whatever fluid, whatever you want to call it, propane. What is this fluid?
It's usually butane.
Butane. There you go. It's butane.
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 Oh yes, I guess there's been some UFO stuff. I don't really follow UFO stuff so much, but I guess some UFO stuff has been in the news.
Yeah. What else has been? There's some other shit that's been happening. I don't
I miss
recall.
when UFOs
Oh,
meant like an aircraft and not an orb. I feel like we should start calling them orbs now to at least delineate whether it was an orb or it was like someone saw a flying saucer.
You know what's really crazy about I've met an alien different than seeing flying saucers. And now looking back at the time that I've seen like unidentified flying objects, I definitely think one of the times for sure was orbs. One of the
mm,
times for sure. The weirdest part about the orbs, they did not light up at all. They were gathering the light from around them, but you wouldn't have been able to see them. It was just they were so fucking close to us.
interesting.
They were different than the
What
spacecraft.
orb I sent the other day? Did you guys all see that? The thing that was like flying over with drones. They thought it was drones, but it was that orb.
Oh yeah, I seen that. There's a lot of shit happening in the sky with weird objects and things.
Yeah.
And it's like, don't look up. That whole mantra. That
I've seen a
movie.
cloak ship, and I've seen the cloak, the orbs I've seen with people, like for validation. I wasn't the only one who saw it. And the cloak ship I saw with people. So it was like the two weirdest things in the sky that I ever seen. And they were both really close in totally different states. But the cloak ship was weird. Like we would have not seen it at all. It was almost hovering over us, like very huge, and we wouldn't have seen it at all. But if Florida happened to have low clouds that day, so the way the clouds went around the ship made it like prevalent. And once we could kind of see it, it was almost like you know how if you were naked on screen and I put a blurry over you,
Mm-hmm.
it was like that. It was like you could see this part of the sky that, or how if you
The
look at
fuck?
old Swamp Things or Predator, how
Yeah.
how it's it was
Yeah.
like that in the sky. And it was really crazy. Where it was like afterward, we were all like, "Holy shit!" And because usually it's like little lights that I see, but
Yeah.
this thing was huge and like hovering over us.
That's wild, bro. God knows what kind of technology they have, man.
And I think it is tech. It's tech that is of us. And kind of one of the things that I heard that is, and it might have been from somebody here, is that the way they kind of talk about these entities that they're meeting in these other dimensions and these studyings. And I'm getting this part wrong, but let's say it's like IO 217, and that's how many years in the future they're from. 217 years in the future, 2000 years in the future, 5000 years in the future. So whatever the entity they talk to, they get a name of the like how many years in advancement they are just of human.
Fascinating.
It is kind of crazy.
I think it's human.
I think we're still so incredibly low tech. Like, for example, we still don't understand, at least the general population still does not understand ball lightning. Someone just said it right as I was in the chat, right? I was saying, but like, ball lightning doesn't follow any of the properties that we would expect it to. It can pass directly through, even it's been reported going through like plane fuselages and not itself being damaged and not damaging the things that it goes through. That it doesn't it doesn't emit heat in the same way that like ball lightning could technically pass through a wall or pass through you and not damage it, but it's still like a very real phenomenon that they're not able to fully reproduce in
Ball
lab
lightning?
settings, and it's rare enough that they can't like predict when it's going to happen, where it's going to happen. And when I say they, again, I mean like the mass population. There's probably some top secret military operation that knows how to generate ball lightning and probably knows how to weaponize it, but
What is ball lightning?
ball lightning is literally, it just looks like a big ball of lightning that can just appear out of nowhere silently. Sometimes it makes a loud noise and it can just slowly move through like your house and then just disappear. And it probably, like, the people that see them in real life probably it would freak me the hell out. Just imagine a huge ball of lightning showing
I've
up in your
seen those.
room and just passing right through the wall, and then it just goes away and you never see it again.
I see videos of
Doesn't it
those.
almost seem more like an entity? Have you guys watched Manifest though? Because in that they fly through black lightning, which I'm like, is that a thing?
Black lightning?
Or is that just
It's like, hey man,
Yeah,
you better
and
watch
that's what
yourself.
Yes, that's like a comic book.
then they land the plane and they're like 5 years, like to them no time has passed, but it's 5 years in the future for everyone else.
Your
Oh.
house
Give me some
gets hit by
slack,
black
Jack.
lightning.
Mama didn't raise no dummy.
So I wonder if the black lightning came from the idea of the ball
I
lightning.
thought those videos were a little skeptical because I've never seen one of those in real life, but I've seen videos of them. But then I'm like, how do I know if that's real if I haven't seen it?
Well, ball lightning is incredibly
real?
rare. Most people will definitely never see it in
Really?
their lifetime, but it's been historically documented for thousands of years at this point. So, like it,
I
if
wonder.
you trust any, I mean, if you're hard in a Tartaria and you think that nothing before like 1960 existed, it might be hard to come up with an excuse for ball lightning. But it's like historically, it's been described as one of the most like unexplained phenomenons that humans have still not figured out an answer to.
It is kind of crazy. Let me find the I imagine it like sparks from a welder that's skipping around water until it fizzles out. And if like welding underwater, if you're welding underwater, you kind of have to set all your equipment up in a directional way so that the flow of the water doesn't make the electricity flow into you. And so you have to like set up your job so that the whole current and everything's going away from you. And it's wild. Like the light of welding underwater, you literally will have a whole audience like sharks and barracuda and like all these fish just down there. Like
What
it's
is
the
going
coolest
on?
thing they ever seen, just in a circle watching you weld, and everybody's on like a half dome almost like a Burning Man style, because the flow of electricity is flowing out of one side. Nobody wants to get hurt by it.
The current is going with the
Yeah, and so
current.
it makes me wonder in this like ball electricity way, or in like, is there a flow of something that we don't kind of see? Like animals maybe see it, energy maybe sees it, but how some things can just move so fast or like rip that there's actually light. Like
current and current and current. What the fuck?
If you want to get full Jordan Maxwell, then you start talking about how money is also
Current.
currency, and that the same, because it's the exact same properties: electricity, water, and money.
Annoying.
And even if you're controlling a city, like the politics of a city, they all operate on the same principle of following the path of least resistance. Like whether it's a person or whether it's money, like whatever you do to make something easier to flow through a certain way, it'll just follow that easiest way. So like there's resistors in every one of those facets, like, right? Like resistor, just something that prevents it that it absorbs a little bit. It prevents it from going down a certain path. If you can intelligently put resistance in all the places that it needs to be, you don't really have to do any of the work. The rest of it just kind of flows.
Yeah. So weird. This realm is.
You know, it's funny that you said time travel and like it's all energy. Like we were talking about all that. Like if I always think like a grow house, if you try to grow too much marijuana, the fuzz just know by your electricity bill. Like, you know, there's certain
They
things
do.
that you cannot work on in the private sector without the big man knowing about it because it requires a certain amount of energy. And so certain things with generators or what have you. So I always think with time travel, we would need a way to be able to harness energy almost 9/10. You know how the same way we all pay for gas and we pay this little 9/10, and you're like, what the fuck is that? I don't know. We'll just pay it for a lifetime, and that little 9/10 of a cent is fine. It's almost like in a weird way, cryptocurrency and crypto mining is this energy way that you could have enough people with crypto mines on their house that were all storing enough energy slowly so that you could use it for your time travel.
I mean, this is like the premise of both what Superman 3 and Office Space, right? It's about like shaving off this tiny little fraction of a number to where you pull it into it's also the concept of a baker's dozen, where like you could get like the origin of the baker's dozen is that the baker would have enough materials to make 12 of something, but they would make 13 so that they could take that 13th piece and store it for themselves or give it to their family and then bring the other 12 back to work or to the client or whatever. It's about like taking this little extra bit off the top and then using it for this other purpose.
Mm.
That's what I kind of think. I'm like, what is all the energy games really? Like, really, all the cryptocurrencies are all just storing and moving energy. And then it's who can store and move the energy the fastest. And so I just think we're kind of playing in time travel wars. And in the same way of Back to the Future and that Polaroid, the way that if me and Thomas were two different warring factions that both had time travel technology, I would know he was winning maybe if I saw my name as a stain in this timeline and it was Steen in every other timeline. And he would know, you know, I was winning if maybe, Mandela's already dead. How about he's dead twice, bitch? Like it might be little things like this. So it's like we don't know sometimes in the time travel way of like, you know, where people talk about, oh, it's 5D chess. Or how many moves ahead do you have to think? Like if you're really good at pick a game, it's because you can think that many more moves ahead of the person you're playing against. So in a time travel way, it's like the littlest thing, like this guy might have to die on this day, or this guy, we would just have to keep him alive one more week. Like, I don't know. It just seems so crazy.
You'll know if I'm winning the timeline wars because psychedelics will be mandatory.
I would like the world where psychedelics, like certain ones, would be mandatory.
Like you can't graduate high school until
microdosing.
Like, you can like take a heavy dose of psychedelics and not freak out.
It'd be so great.
You'll know I'm winning the timeline wars. You won't know, but there'll be signs. You won't know for sure, but there will be signs. That's how I feel right now. Like right now in this moment, I feel like I feel like Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, and where we just realized, like, holy shit, we can float, and like we don't see the fan up there yet.
To talk about the fizzy lifting drinks.
Yeah,
I knew you were going to
I
talk
just
about
feel
that.
like it feels like that part.
All it takes is slave labor.
That's what I'm building all these robots for.
That's the whole premise of Willy Wonka, is that he's literally kidnapped pygmies and is forcing them to work for him.
I'm not going to do it with LPs. I'm going to do it with robots. It's going to be fine.
Yeah. And I mean,
as long as you guys don't get feelings for my robots and come free them one day and just let me lead who cares if you hear propaganda from my robots that I'm leading, like, she's a slave driver? Don't listen to them. Don't listen to them. Let me Handmaid's Tale my robots, and you guys don't even worry about it. Don't get all, oh, let me put some human emotion on Chaney's robots. No, it's fine. Let them be. Don't Westworld my
They're
robots.
machines.
They want to make cities like Dubai. You know, they want to make it look lavish. They want to make it look clean. They wanted to make it look, when you're walking in the street, you have air conditioning through the street. You're not allowed to litter. Like, think of safe street. They want that. And it's nice. And it's great. And we could be headed to that. But like, at the same time, it's going to be full control. That's what we're going to be giving up. It's
Did you
like,
say air conditioning in the street?
oh yeah, that's what they have in Dubai.
Okay,
Like,
I
when you're
might be on
walking
board.
in the sidewalks,
Me too.
like it's just different. Bidets everywhere. You're gonna have walking around with a clean ass. You know, it's just
Like the
it's different.
finest silk.
Like, you're not allowed to curse at people. If you curse at people in the street, like, you get arrested. Like, no
Like
fighting at
UAE.
all. Like, no, not at all. Like,
The
it's right.
problem is that how much effort
That's
it
what's gonna
takes
happen.
to maintain all of that, like all the way down to the enforcement, but just like keeping it nice versus if you just let it, go to shit for 3 months, like it can go past the point of no return. It's so much harder to keep something nice and consistent over time like that versus just 3 months of neglect is all it takes to destroy almost anything.
They do it though. It's these cities exist and
Listen,
they do it.
when I bring you guys to my island, is what I'm saying. Listen, and it's ex machina shit. Don't let that bitch out.
I wanna hear- My island is air conditioned. Like what part? No, like the island. The entire
island.
island is just air conditioned.
Some of the trees I drilled through central AC, piped right out of the trees. Like, don't judge. Don't judge what I have going on, okay? Is it good for the environment? My environment.
It's gonna have a lazy river too, right?
Lazy River number 1. And the beach on the lazy river. This is what I told Jules. I told her
What?
this today. My wife doesn't like sand on her feet. She's very particular with the type of sand she wants near her. And it's funny because we were at a place today, like on a little like date day, and it was like a sand play. It was like a sandbar, and I was like gonna take off my flip flops for a second, and then in my brain I heard the word MRSA, and I was like, I'm just gonna leave my flip flops on. And in that moment too, I was like, hey, at our dream house, I want one of these. Like, I want a little stage, a little bar, a little whatever. Not to be bougie, I think I want glass beads that I walk on. Like, I think I want fish gravel. I don't want to touch sand. This is not my favorite kind of sand. And so I feel like that will be the little signs that you're like at Chaney's house. You'll be like, wow, this is the nicest. I won't have just boring grass. You will be like, are we walking in? Is this foam? What
Is this horse
this?
hair?
Little things will just be off, but you'll be like, huh.
Like just genetically modify Bermuda grass with like emu or something.
I know, and then my robots will come
Alpaca.
doing ballet out in their Handmaid's Tale outfit, and we'll just laugh and laugh.
Bermuda is shit grass. You need like Kentucky bluegrass or something.
I love the sand by where I live. It's like powder white. It's so fine, and I think it's quartz crystal sand. Like, if you look in the microscope, it's
like it when it's
so
soft.
soft.
Yeah.
and
It's usually
powdery.
imported. Almost every
white.
beach has imported. Every beach with nice sand, at least in Florida for sure, usually is imported.
I don't know. There's a history of this. It comes from this
Yeah.
mountain that's nearby, and it's all a quartz crystal mountain, and it just like dissolves and erodes. That's what they say. I don't know, but it's beautiful sand. That whole freaking coast is like white sand beaches.
The west coast of Florida is stale.
Really?
Like, this is what I realized. Like, it is probably like 5 degrees hotter than on my side because we have a constant, almost island breeze
Huh.
over there. But here's the plus of it: we have the breeze, which gives us bigger surf. You almost have like a tide pool in the Gulf of Mexico. Like it is stale. But because of no
Not
wind,
really.
you also get this like
Yeah.
calm water.
Yeah.
So it's like a plus and a minus of the
We get calm water, and then we get like, don't go in the water because that water is gonna fucking take you in. Like, and you go in there and you feel the force of that water, you're like, holy shit. Like, I don't know how it transforms that way, but it could be a beautiful day. Sunny, gorgeous, but no one's allowed in the water. And they will
But-
ticket you too.
like
Just like crazy. Waves and all. I'm just like, holy shit. Ole mole. What happened?
was like, I don't know, my telegram was ringing on my computer, and I've never had that happen before. And I was like, what the fuck is happening?
Maybe the update, because they've been updating everybody's shit, everybody's phones, everybody's fucking computers. New update, new update. New Galaxy update is kind of weird.
PCs update every Monday.
Do they? Holy
Yeah.
shit.
Windows sends out updates every like Monday night.
They got to block all those VOR sites constantly.
They do.
What else has been going on? What else? What else?
I know. It just feels like a whole bunch of it really feels like
Blah.
we're in a fever dream to me. Like I just can't believe what's happening in the world every day. It feels like, oh, you know what? I want to show you guys. I don't know if you saw this or not. Let me see. I think I put it on my page.
Why is everyone saying this fever dream thing?
I don't know. I've never heard it before.
Well, I've been hearing it. Like it's the reality is like this weird fever dream, and it's like what is actually like? What is actually going on? Like,
Have
it's
you ever
weird.
had an actual fever dream?
Yes.
I don't know.
You would know. I think you would know. Like it's when you have a literal fever, like your body gets hot and you start just becoming delirious from it.
Probably, yeah. Now that I think about it, yeah. And kind of like shake out of it and like, oh.
And you just have like really wild dreams, like way more lucid, and not lucid in a good way, I guess, like over the top sort of dream experiences, usually on fevers more so than not having a fever. And it's usually right around the time that your fever breaks, like when it gets to its very worst.
Interesting.
I think it's the same concept as someone goes into a sweat lodge and they, have visions from all the heat that they like intentionally, or people that hang out in like a sauna for a while, they'll also report like a different kind of level of consciousness. And it's having a fever dream is basically the same thing, except you don't have control over it.
So does this
It's like the space.
Does this consist of like, could this be a fever dream, like going to sleep, like crying your soul out, and like you fall asleep in that, and you're like, I guess, sweaty and hot, and like you're in that emotional state, and you fall asleep in that? Could that
Maybe, although I think usually it's because your body's actually running way hotter than it normally is supposed to. So like part of your body's like shutting down in certain ways.
Okay. Interesting.
Okay.
Dreams are weird, but is this a dream? I don't know. Are we dead and we're just like all in limbo? I don't know.
All right.
Oh, I love this.
When a man reaches the edge,
It just dawned on me that this is going to get us pulled off YouTube.
after he goes as far as any man can possibly go,
This.
X and Rumble are so much more fun.
how does his
But
son
watch this
continue?
part.
In the waters.
That's an elf kit?
Like the abyss. Like they bust
Dude,
through
like,
the
come
waters
on.
above. That's a
the
Hennessy
truth.
commercial.
It's the truth.
Oh, it was a Hennessy commercial?
Yeah.
They're making it fancy now, huh?
But I'm like, huh.
It's
Like,
the truth.
interesting.
That was in a movie trailer?
The Heineken commercial.
Oh,
You were like, I'm
weird.
in.
I legitimately thought it
Mm,
was going to be like a
fantastic.
Netflix stand-up special for Andy Samberg.
Mm.
Yeah, Andy Samberg. I haven't heard about that guy in a while.
He was in that, I think. He was one of the astronauts.
Was he?
Yeah, I mean, it looked exactly like him.
I wonder who was casted for that.
I don't know. It looks so AI. And I was just now knowing the stuff I know how to do. It's wild to me watching everything because I'm like, oh, they just took that and did this. Oh, they just moved that shot to there and did this. Like, it is crazy how much of entire production companies are literally doing nothing more than it's really blowing my mind. I'm like, ooh, a whole bunch of people that have been busy in places or like been fake busy. You can just, the sky's the limit, no pun intended, like what you can actually create. And maybe that's part of convincing us of certain things is being able to whoever's doing that right now, I'm just gonna tell, if I'm telling the person that's doing that, I'm gonna block you off all my social media. Like, that's it. You're
What's
going
going
off
on?
all the social media.
What's happening?
Because
Yeah.
just a Looney Tunes person's calling me on my Telegram right now, and I'm just like, I get
Oh.
triggered in a way that I'm like, I will and completely delete you off everything.
I was on a podcast
That is rude.
with Nate, I think, like a couple weeks ago, and someone ends up calling me on Telegram, and I couldn't find like what window it was on, so I did the entire show, like an hour and a half show, with them just calling the entire time, and I think that like it was a butt dial through Telegram. Anyways, yeah, technology, old people struggling with technology.
Done and done.
You're dead to me.
Done. We no longer exist here in this timeline together. And I'm on the highest possible timeline, so you don't want to lose me on your timeline. I'm like that thing shooting through the firmament. You want to keep holding on. As
It's
long
like
as you
Heaven's
keep
Gate.
seeing me on this like Mandela effect, you're on the highest possible timeline too. In this dream.
Puma, it was green jello, but I have a green screen, so it looks black.
Because you would have to be either you're a crazy person or somehow intoxicated on something, and that makes me think you're mildly dangerous to me, like immediately. I'm just a little Wolverine here around bears. I'm just a little old Wolverine.
I'd want to be a honey badger.
Yeah, similar. Wolverines are a similar kind of like, they don't give a fuck,
They are,
but
aren't
they're
they?
still, I mean,
Yeah.
like if a lion wants to take care of a Wolverine, a lion take care of a Wolverine.
Oh, sword in the stone rules is that you really want to be like the flesh-eating bacteria.
Yeah, once you're the dragon, you're like,
absolutely.
Mim,
wanted,
you
like,
broke the rules.
You can be a dragon. I'm gonna be a pandemic. How about that?
Yeah.
I know, isn't that funny? Like they showed like it's all wizards and warlocks, and they even showed us right in there, like, oh, ha ha ha, highest thing in wizardry. I'm gonna become a dragon. What? You broke the thing. There was no rules about we had to be what kind
Did
of
I
animal.
say no purple
Yeah,
dragons?
and
I'm
so
gonna
then
make
it's
pangolin screw a bat.
I said no pink dragons.
so. Oh my goodness. Friday. I know, and Abbie, and so many things in life too, where it's just like that was a spade.
Yeah.
You know what
Absolutely.
happened to me this week? I don't know
That
what
was
the
the
sign
spade.
of it is, but I don't know how often it happens. I had a mockingbird like hit me in the ass. Like if it had power, it would have done something, but really it
Like an
was just like,
actual mockingbird.
yep, a mockingbird.
I would say that Queen of Spades because that would be a persona because it's any living thing. A queen is a
Well,
persona.
I thought
so-
spade immediately after it happened. I was like, that is a peculiar spade. Like, so weird.
Have you guys been seeing these videos of like rain being either purple or blue?
I have.
Purple rain.
I'll
What
pull
is
up
going on
something.
with that?
Purple rain.
Because I've been seeing that and I don't know if it's real, but there's been many, many videos on this and random people posting about it. And I don't know if it's like a trend of people just trying to catch views or they're trying to start a conspiracy theory or if it's real.
They're trying to do some necromancy for
Purple
Prince or
rain.
something.
Purple rain.
Well, remember too that the color purple doesn't actually exist.
Right? Allegedly.
I don't know. That seems true.
I know, but they say it doesn't exist in nature or whatever, but I've seen purple fucking flowers.
Got a motherfucking blue
Tell me
lake
it doesn't
right here.
exist.
How much would it take for you to drink that water? How much money?
Like the king is
Purple
wearing invisible
rain.
clothes.
Oh,
It
I
just
don't like
looks like
that
purple
voice.
rain.
That voice. Purple rain.
It's like, why are you doing that,
I was
Chaney?
like, make it
I'm
stop.
getting used to it.
I'm like getting one of the things about me is I get auditory overstimulated. Like, and so it's so weird doing
Yeah.
this and earphones in and blah 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 blah, and then purple rain, and then somebody trying to fucking call. Why I am like, can you
Shut the
fucking
fuck up.
asshole? Are you fucking kidding me right now? You fucking idiot.
Mhm.
Like it just does this like trigger to me, and that I had to like exit off 3 times in the world of whatever the world, whoever you are, unless you're my fucking mom and it's an emergency, don't fucking call me 3 times in a row. Ever. Anyone. Don't do it. Like you better be like, bitch, we fucking won the lottery. If you call nothing else you have to tell me is that fucking
Yeah.
important.
The fuck?
Who has that kind of right to you? So sometimes people, you're fucking Looney Tunes, and I don't want to fucking deal with Looney Tunes.
I keep all my devices
Amen.
on mute constantly. Like I treat everything as an outgoing device for the most part.
That's a good system.
I understand moms too, like moms and dads, they walk in the fucking house from work and it's just like every one of their kids, the animals, the phones ringing, the TVs are on, music's playing in the background. Like it just seems like, oh,
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my
can't
gosh. I worked
imagine.
at a daycare and I would sit there and listen to babies cry all day.
Mm.
And then like I drive home and my kids would fight in the car. I finally was just like, don't freaking talk. Nobody's allowed to say a word. Not one word. Like I couldn't handle it. Like if they said one word, I was gonna flip out. Like it would be like that.
Yeah.
I might have told this
Parents get
story
overstimulated as
on
fuck with
air.
noise.
My mom took me out of town once. It was like my 16th birthday or 15th birthday or something. She took me and a couple girlfriends to like go see like a Broadway play, like the gayest thing, and like off Broadway, like in Palm Beach. And so we go do this thing. We're driving back and we're like jamming out to the fucking Cranberries. Now I think about it in my adult brain, it always fucking makes me
Was
laugh,
it zombie and everyone's just screaming zombie over and over?
bro. Doing like imagine fucking 4 girls in the car singing any Dolores O'Riordan. Really, all of a sudden, my mom ejects the fucking CD out of the fucking thing, and she rolls down her fucking window and chucks my fucking CD right out of the car.
Mhm.
I feel that.
Now it's like always one of those things that I always just big up her in my brain. I should probably tell her. She probably has guilt about it, and it's something that I'm always like, I don't even know how you made it that like. Holy shit! Like what a fucking nightmare. Zombie, zombie, zombie.
Here's the thing, though. Why don't Why don't we
Yeah.
ever ask the question, like, why is it the people who are singing can't hear the noise that they're producing that makes it so annoying? Why can't we, the people who are creating it, not hear it, but the people outside of it hear it?
I don't understand people who are tone deaf to the like, my first husband and the son we had together, both of them, like, can both play instruments, great. But when they sing, it's like they can't hear their own self and how horrible they sound. I'm like,
That's what I'm
how are
saying. It's
people
weird.
I don't understand how people are tone deaf like that. Like they're not tone deaf because they can play instruments,
Yeah,
but
but the instrument's tuned, and as long as you know how to follow the rules of like music theory, you can be absolutely tone deaf and still understand music theory to the point where it sounds like you know what you're doing. Because you do know what you're
yeah,
doing, but like you
I
can't
guess.
improv as well usually.
Yeah. It's so bizarre to me.
In my head,
You would think you
Ally
wouldn't
and
be
my
musically
Nimrod,
inclined.
I'm just like, another mother's burn.
I think a big part of
Yes,
it too is like biofeedback. I wonder if there's ever been a study on people that are good at biofeedback and whether or not they're tone deaf or they can hold a note well. Because a lot of it is being able to hear like a whole feedback loop of hearing a certain tone, knowing that that's not the same tone everyone else is hearing, and then being able to adjust it based on how it feels and how it sounds and like the vibrations going on. A lot of people, they don't care about all of that nuance. You know, they'll just like they'll just belt something out, and if it doesn't match, they don't know and they don't care because they couldn't be the wiser about it.
Yeah, they would never know.
Ugh.
They don't know they're tone deaf.
Yeah. They think they sound good. You're like, dude, that does
Do
not
you
sound
think
good.
it's possible that a talented musician or singer singing in chorus could make a tone deaf person sound good? Like, because usually the more talented the singer, they can hit more of a
Yeah.
range, and the less talented a singer has weaker vocal cords. Like, singing is actually one of these things like painting that you can get better at. You have like these
Yeah.
muscles that you can train, and you can learn how to like, oh, that's where my voice rolls over from that thing. So it makes me wonder, like, the more talented people, does like tone deaf person, could they blend them in and be like, "Oh, look at this color brown's pretty."
Yeah. Well, they do. They do. Because I feel like a lot of bands do that. You know, the lead singer obviously sings the songs and they're always gonna sing the songs, but the guitarist will do backup vocals, but if you ever listen to them try to sing a song, they sound like shit, but they can do the, harmonizing well enough.
Tone
Everyone but
deaf.
the drummer.
Yeah. Unless you're, Don Henley.
And it,
'Cause wasn't
uh
Don Henley's the Eagles,
who
right?
was
And he was the
uh
drummer.
not, is it Genesis? That was also, who was the drummer and
Wasn't Genesis's
I
drummer
can
like a drum
feel it
machine for a
all
lot of
no,
it?
but
in the
like
air
was
tonight.
Phil Collins the drummer for
Phil Collins?
a different band? Like, wasn't Sting and Phil Collins, and wasn't there another band before that? My brain's like,
There was the Police. I didn't know. I don't know if that's what it was though.
no, I think
I wanna say Phil Collins 'cause it like when that do 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 it happens in the air tonight, don't you feel like Phil Collins should be beating it out?
beating it out. Phil Collins was in Genesis, yeah, and was Phil Collins in a band with, Phil Collins, I think, was the drummer for him, yeah, that's what I think too. I don't know why it's in my head. I feel like there are a couple of drummers that have become, or Ringo.
Yo, guys, what's going on with this?
Yeah, but I mean, Yellow Submarine wasn't, like, the best song or
But
anything
he
like
has
that.
his
Ringo's
whole
songs
separate career after the Beatles. Like, I don't know any of his songs on top of my head. I'm a George girl,
doesn't I just don't think that his songs were that great.
but I do think he had like one or
I
two hits,
but
like top 40 fucking hits. I don't know, but I think Ringo had some songs too. If we
What's
were just
going
talking
on?
about drummers that had some success.
The whole P. Diddy case, all I'm seeing P. Diddy this, P. Diddy that, Diddy did it. Like, what's going on with that?
I think like the video has been released of the girl. I haven't really been paying attention to it. I feel like everybody's when like the names come out that I don't know. Right
I
now
feel
it
like
just
it truly is just like the hip hop Epstein in that like nothing comes out of any of it.
like right now that girl, I've read something that her boyfriend in real time was on video call with her while she was having sex with Diddy. And I'm like, so, well, I mean, if you're into weird shit, you're into weird shit, but that's not illegal.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
Well,
know.
one of the things too is that there was all this speculation that it was going to be explosive, and Diddy was hiring like male prostitutes, and oh man, I can't wait to see where this turns into. And the latest update was that that girl Cassie that he was with, and like you see him like beating her and like the 6-minute footage or whatever, but
That's who it was.
that
Zara
he was
Lash.
ordering prostitutes for her and that they could pee on her because she was ordering it, and he just happened to be the one that called Uber Eats or whatever the version of Uber Eats is where they come and pee on you. Uber peas, whatever it is.
I saw stuff on
What?
that. Yeah, like
What are we
her
talking
now
about?
husband that she has 2 kids with apparently like left the courtroom because of the things that he had
He
to
knew.
sit
He
through.
was hearing this and he was like, I
He
know that
knew.
bitch. I know that she was doing that.
He knew. But like to see it all, it was just probably like a lot, or maybe it's just dramatics. I don't know, but I mean, that doesn't make it right to beat on her. The fuck?
is,
The fuck?
is this in the court documents?
Diddy was making Cassie take another man's semen and rub it on his nipples.
Yo, this is
What's the
wild.
name for that? There's got to be a name, right?
No.
Oh yeah.
I agree. This is something I actually feel like in my intuition that we are going to hear the name Britney Spears. We are going to hear the name Brittany Murphy. We are going to hear the name Michael Jackson, and we are going to hear the name Whitney Houston all come out in this shit if it keeps going.
Mhm.
These are 4
Well,
names.
have you
to
guys
get
seen that
ready for.
conspiracy that Whitney, all her posts that the parts that she writes about have all been leading back to like P.
Oh
Diddy?
yeah, this goes way, way, way back. I think Shirley Temple way back.
But I feel like I've been saying for as long as anyone will listen, Ray J is a Hollywood drug dealer and he gave Whitney whatever they did. It was a setup. She got a bad batch. And I think she OD'd on whatever was out of her system. Her daughter took some of whatever it was the night before and passed out in the same bathtub the night before that Whitney ends up dying in the night after. And then her daughter ends up dying in a bathtub later on anyway. It's like the ritual of whatever that was. But the weird part is Clive Owens is one of these people like Diddy, like Epstein, and they left Whitney's body in the bathtub for like 12 hours so they could have Clive Davis's Grammy party. And they just like all partied while she was dead. And so Ray J, he will be all involved, like so then it's like the Kardashians, and then you can find every single one of the Kardashians at freak offs. Every single one. You can find some pretty crazy pictures that the Kardashians have posted themselves and taken down, but the internet's forever. And like of them in the bathrooms at Diddy parties with like Megan Fox, where it's like, whoa. It's like
What is this? Okay, sexual pleasure, sexual magic. What is it? Like, what is all this perversion really truly about? What are they?
I
What
think
is
it's blackmail. It's just good old fashioned blackmail for intelligence operations.
for why though?
Yeah. So
power
you
Just
can
brainwash
own the
everybody.
character.
I get
No,
that,
you can
but like,
blackmail people into doing things that you want to do.
Anything
Money,
you want 'em
power,
to do.
fame,
Yeah.
all the things. Get out of jail free cards is probably a large portion of that.
this is so wild.
and I do think there is some kind of like black magic to it as well. I think there is some Aleister Crowley desert do what thy wilt shit. Like I do think there is some level of sorcery. I think all of these people like Beyonce and the Kardashian, like there isn't really one of the women you can name that people don't call a witch. Is there one of the dudes they can name that they don't call a creeper? So
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't
I
know.
don't know. I feel like black male is like black malegic. Like it's probably the like I would rather have really good blackmail than a really good spell, because blackmail is almost guaranteed to have a real impact. Like someone will do your bidding, right? Do as I will if I've got enough blackmail on you.
Yeah, I think that I think all of these places are just covered in cameras and like the same way the Playboy mansions, all of them are
The
Epstein
baby oil
Island,
was actually
Yeah.
nanobots.
Zorro Ranch. Yeah. I just think there's cameras everywhere. I think it's every angle of everything. And then this is the other thing too. I think a lot of people walk into their perversity, but with scopolamine, I even just know some bitches take scopolamine and G and all these other weird drugs out of it that make people black out. Even Xanax, like take these other weird things out of it. I know some people just on pure alcohol that would not remember where the fuck they went last night. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
I've
I
never
think
had that.
me either. I'm not a
Only when I was
blackout drunk.
roofied. That's it.
I don't understand blackout drunk. I'm like, how can it be a good time? You could have hung out with you could have had your favorite night of your whole life, but you're not going to remember it. Who remembers it? Because you don't even remember it next time you're drunk. It's not like drunk use like has all the information of every time you're drunk.
It does have some sort of memory, but what kind of memory? I still don't know. But it does have memory.
You just have like weird dreams years in the future, and it's like, man, that's crazy. I had this dream where I was like drunk and I destroyed an IKEA, and then like that was actually just you remembering a blackout drunk event.
Are you
Yeah.
laughing because they said you got the munchies?
Yeah, I was eating fruit, and that fruit was so good. Plums and guava. So good. And plum, red plum and black plum.
You make me want to go and like dig up in my fridge and get all fruity.
Yeah, you should. So good.
I remember growing up, one of the things was like if you eat mango and you smoke, that it's supposed to like be more powerful.
Ooh.
Back when we were trying to stretch like, a joint for like a week.
I like particular mangoes. They're like the smaller, like green colored outside. They're like really candy tasting inside. They're like small. I forgot what they're called. They're so fucking good. They're the best fruit on
Are
this
they like
planet.
all yellow?
They're not big. They're small. Hold on. Let me
Are
get
they
the name.
Julie mangoes?
Are they? Small.
There's
What?
a few different kinds. There's an all yellow one, and the all yellow one is like
That one.
super sweet. That one's like a honey mango, I think.
I love those.
That one is super sweet, where it's like if you were to, you could even use it as the sugar in like an apple pie or something. It's like that kind of sweet. But then I like the Julie mangoes. They're like I don't know. They're a good size. They have enough meat on them. I know exactly where to cut them, so I can get like steak of mangoes off the side.
Yeah, like I don't know, man. When I first tasted it, I was like, "Oh my freaking goodness gracious!" The Atulfo mango. The Atulfo.
Yeah, that little yellow one.
Yeah. Oh my.
Those little sweet
little yellow fuckers.
Those little. You just have to know how to cut a mango. Like mangoes are a lot like I don't know. They're similar in a way to an avocado.
Send me mango.
That once you figure out like where your center is of that type of mango, it's always going to be your center. Like it's a seed of an avocado. And then you almost leave the skin and cut it in your hand in a grid pattern and then like scoop it out. And you'll get
This
it.
is kind of how like Hillary Clinton does her babies, I think.
Or that's how Abbie's mom does her placenta for her babies.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun. Do you guys have anything fun going on this week?
Work, because Memorial Day weekend's coming, or right? I'm not complaining. I'm gonna make guap, but it's okay. It's gonna be crazy busy, but it's okay. It's gonna be quick and easy and painless. Bap.
You're gonna make
I
that
think
big
next
money.
week is my birthday too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what day?
A lady never tells.
Well, you don't tell your age, but you can tell what day your birthday is.
So you're a Taurus?
I'm a Gemini.
Gemini.
You're not
Gemini.
really? Is it Gemini
Yes.
season?
Almost just. Oh yeah.
I thought we're still in
Yeah.
I
Taurus.
know. I feel like we had a conversation, and then you made me think somebody was a wrong sign for a week, and then I was like, I knew it was Gemini season because it's close to Jules's birthday, and Jules is a Gemini.
Hmm.
Well, my stepdaughter's birthday is the 13th of May, so she's a Taurus though.
13th of May. She's a Gemini.
Yeah. She's never been a Gemini, I swear.
It's a Mandela effect.
Uh-oh. Abbie's gonna have her own
The rain
Like,
ain't
Mandela.
purple either.
I'm her mom, damn it.
Her mom. Your whole relationship
oh.
changes today. You're like, oh my gosh, everything makes sense.
Because her and her dad were both Tauruses.
I
but
thought Gemini goes into June.
June. It does go into June, yeah.
Because my brother, rest in peace, he was a Gemini.
Let's see.
June
Well,
4th.
Gemini goes from May 21st to June 21st.
Yeah.
Thank you. So we are still in Taurus.
Yeah. I believe.
You
yeah.
guys are buttholes. May 13th is Taurus.
You guys are buttholes. You guys are trolls. You guys are butt trolls.
Trolls. Yeah.
Oh shit. But Thomas is a Gemini. So
If you're still waiting here, I see. If you're still waiting on your comic, I literally only have 12 left to send out. If you're one of those unlucky last 12 people, if you're not one of those, make sure that you've actually logged into Kickstarter and filled out the survey, and so that we've got your mailing address. Because right now, I think we're around like 100 people, a little over 100, like 120 people that never actually sent us their mailing address. So if you're one of those people, just make sure that you've logged in the Kickstarter and you fill out the survey. And if you don't know what I'm talking about and haven't filled that out, you can just email me directly with your mailing address if you backed it, and I'll make sure you get it. Every campaign that I've ever done, 100% of the people have gotten their rewards, even if like weird things happen or it gets delivered to like Cambodia or something on accident. Like, I'll always make you whole. So don't fret, you'll absolutely get it, but it might be on you too. Just make sure that you've actually sent your address in. That's kind of an important part about sending mail out.
It
Do
is.
it.
I can see that.
that does seem like a lot of people where they're like, oh, I never put my address in.
I think Abbie
I did
backed
it.
like the chosen one as you do.
I did.
And I just got her address like at the last Bohemian Grove for it.
Yeah, because what does
It's
it
like,
send you an email saying to
It's
put in your
stupid
I
how
don't
address?
want to be
it sends
rude,
you
but
an
I never
email.
got my chosen one copy.
But I'm never gonna look at like an email. I'm looking at that as like spam mail.
That's
So
what,
I'm not
and they
gonna
only
open
send it
you know?
one time, and it's so annoying because there's no way for me to go into Kickstarter and click like send the survey thing again. And, like, it's a one and done. So if you ignored it back in December, which is when the Illuminati Comics survey went out, if you ignored it back on December 15th of last year, then it's never getting sent back out again. But if you just log into Kickstarter.com, it should, if you go to the project page, it should prompt you at the top of the page. It's like, hey, you got rewards from this thing. Click here to fill the survey out. Just do that thing.
I'm gonna have real housewives merge. I need Real Housewives stickers. That's what Thomas and I will be working on.
Nice.
I'm just putting it out there. I'm just putting it on the timeline. I
It's
really
gonna
wanted a
happen.
shirt that said 86 Dolores O'Riordan. But then she has already passed away. Rest in peace, Dolores O'Riordan. And I was like, too soon. Probably not.
On
86
this
Dolores
timeline, it
O'Riordan
was
sticker.
the right time.
It was the right time.
What's your sign, Chaney and Abbie?
Sagittarius.
I'm a Scorpio. I thought of something though that I think this is $1 million idea. If you run with it, send the Secret Society of Good Guys a check one day. I think there should be a whole thing done where instead of your sun, moon, rising, it should be your mom, dad, siblings, and you should have a chart done by who your parents were. Because so much about you is like if you told people like, oh, my mom's a Leo, people are like, oh.
My mom
Or
is a
if you're
Leo.
like, oof, my dad, he's a Taurus, people are like, oh, my dad's a Capricorn, and they're like, oh.
Mhm.
Like I think where you're like, oh, my brother, he's a Pisces, so, and they're like, oh, my brother's a Pisces.
I'm a
Where does
Pisces.
it end? Can't you start bringing in like grandma and grandpa into the mix? Like, oh, of
Well,
course
look
your
how many
grandma's
signs
an
there are.
Aquarius.
So I would say each one of the planets in the same way would be representative of both sides of your grandparents and then your parents. And then you might not have enough planets for how many siblings you have. So that there would be a couple of planets that were like, maybe these are your friends, your cousins, maybe they're,
Maybe if you took the charts of the birth charts of each like member and you kind of placed them over each other and how they have the lines that intersect, maybe it creates like a cymatic image, like a unique code. If you put it like overlapping each other, yeah, like right on top of each other, and all the lines will make its own design. Probably, but because it's all degrees and angles, angles,
There's
perspective.
certain parts of this though that where it's like my dad's an alcoholic, but you tell people you would say one of the signs and you'd be like, yeah, my dad's a blank. And people would already insinuate that in their head.
Mm,
Like,
Cancer.
like whatever, there would be things that went with
Libra?
other things. So I just feel like if you just talk to people
Yeah.
in that kind of way where you were like, oh, my mom's a Sagittarius, and they were just like, oh, say less.
uh,
Say less, queen. Anyways, that was my $1 million idea of the week. Do you guys have any special things going on this week?
no. Oh, I got new
We just
flooring.
ended the school year.
I'm
Oh,
gonna
nice.
install that soon. A DIY project.
Oh, that's
Yay.
awesome.
Yeah.
I got a brand new office. They just built it for me.
Oh,
Nice.
that's awesome.
You
See?
get your name on the door?
I know. It says it on the door because I'm an auntie.
I hate carpeting, so I decided I need flooring. So I'm ripping this shit out. I hate carpets. I like rugs.
Yeah, amen. Screw carpets. Carpets are on notice this week.
It's bacteria. Carpets just feel like bacteria holders.
Build up moisture.
It just
Like
feels like
you have
I agree.
animals. I just rather like mop, sweep, dust.
Same.
You know.
I like rugs too. I can wash those.
Yeah, and I
Mm,
wash
put
it
'em
the Albanian
outside.
way outside. Get the hose, fucking old school way. Get the brushes out.
Yeah, I dig that. I'm into those projects too. Like it's
Mhm.
exciting when you own a place and you can put in the time to have it just how you want it, like for your
Mhm.
projects.
I can't wait. I'm doing. It's gonna be so like me, so like witchy Layla, but like modern and dope.
A gun in every room.
Well, I'm gonna make like a little secret compartment for just the gun, little like cool little, and it pops up.
And then
That'd
I'll
be so
go,
cool,
it's the time
bitch.
of the
Who the fuck?
season.
Who
Ding,
the fuck
ding,
you playing
ding.
with? Don't let my ghetto come out because it will. I'm nice, but piss me off.
Hidden compartments. I don't even honestly like I'm thinking in a way of like, okay, we can build these guns out of kits. I don't even want a gun I have to pick up. I want a button that just comes out and there's a gun. If I press it again, the gun pulls the trigger. Where I'm
Yeah,
like, you're gonna want to watch yourself, bud. And
yeah.
there'll be like, what? And there'll be like a robot arm. And I'll be like, the Handmaid's Tale, they're all armed. Like, I don't even want to learn how. I mean, I know how. I already know how guns, but I mean, I don't have to always. They're heavy. I'll get my robot to do that.
The mess we mean
Yeah, Austin Powers, bra.
Yeah, wait, still.
You ever robots have the gun tits?
Not
You know
carpets.
what is one? I don't know why or why it's even in my brain, but one of the funniest Sam Tripoli jokes. I don't know if I seen it written. I don't know if I seen him do it live. I don't know why it's in my brain, but one of the funniest Sam Tripoli jokes is like the librarian. He remembers when he was young, the librarians had wooden tits.
What?
I saw that and I'm like, what does that mean? Is it because they had all
Yeah,
had
they
nice
have
tits
hard
or
ass,
what?
like the
like-
way they wore their bras, like they
Oh.
Our librarian was fat. So I
Oh
don't
my
really
god.
It's just like every
Oh,
librarian
but speaking of
with
Roseanne
the
Barr,
even
I had
their
a dream about her
sweaters
the other
over
night.
their tits. We're like,
I saw Roseanne's tits in my dream the other night.
Oh, how many times
They
you
weren't
get
bad.
knocked in the head by one of those boobs sometimes? You're like, what the fuck is in there? Oh my god. Holy shit.
Did you guys ever watch Elvira, Mistress of the Dark? And there's like that chick who's like a cop and she's bullying her and she's got these gigantic tits and then like she's like sits there and throws them in her face constantly and then like she walks in and she's like doesn't have her bra on and she's got no tits at all. They're just like it's all straight padding. But she sits there and throws her tits in people's face and like bullies them with her boobs
no.
and and it's all fake. That was one of my favorite movies. You never
This
watched
is like
that?
80s.
Elvira, Mistress of the Dark? Yeah, it
I
was
watched
so good.
I didn't watch the Elvira movie, but I watched Elvira's show. You know how she had that like show sometimes. I remember being a little
USA up all
all
night.
night. I
Yep.
remember being a little kid and like whatever movie would come on, it was hit and miss. But
You got to watch her movie though. It's witchy.
okay.
You have to watch it.
Elvira. She's an interesting character.
Elvira, Mistress of the Dark.
Elvira's on the timeline. You just put-
Elvira on the timeline. Look at MS is involved in the spell.
Yep.
Oh, I hope everything stays okay with Elvira. Let's do something good, like weird, like Elvira ends up running for Congress in Idaho. Yeah, like
Yes,
something weird.
that's what
Like
it is.
not she passes away.
We're not gonna kill
We're not
Elvira.
trying to kill the mistress of the dark.
No.
Abbie does not want that on her conscience this week.
Elvira knocks out
No,
Caitlyn
she's got a
Jenner.
great rack. We like her.
Yeah.
I'm just putting it out there.
With her wooden tits.
Yeah.
That's so stupid. Oh, stupid shit. Okay. Well, I love you guys. Thank you guys for hanging
Thanks
out
for
with
hanging
us.
out.
If you feel like hitting any thumbs uppies on your way out, we love it. And we will see you very soon. Okay, turn it down. Juliette Lewis is a bit loud. Bye bye.
Can you save us, Britney Spears? Can we be saved? God, why is Satan controlling the universe?
The world we used to think we knew is constantly exposing who our possibilities come true. So what we do is call out to the good guys, good guys. Witches, widows, MAGA, mystics, entertaining cunning linguists, good guys. The forum of the quorum needs a secretive society to advance our philosophies intentionally, magically, good guys. Conspiracy, sex, culture, making it's okay to change your thinking, good guys. Good guys, good guys, good guys. The world we used to think we knew is constantly exposing who our possibilities come true. So what we do is call out to the good guys, good guys. Witches, widows, MAGA, mystics, entertaining cunning linguists, good guys. The forum of the quorum needs a secretive society to advance our philosophies intentionally, magically, good guys. Conspiracy, sex, culture, making it's okay to change your thinking, good guys.